All right, so welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into this YouTube video that you sent over. It's a pretty interesting take on the whole Adam and Eve story. And something about something called the seed of the serpent.
Okay.
I know we've all heard that Garden of Eden story a million times.
Yeah.
But this video is saying there's maybe like more to it than we think. There could be this whole other lineage that's woven throughout the Bible, genetically distinct, you know?
Yeah, it definitely challenges conventional thinking about that story.
Yeah.
What I thought was really interesting is like, it's not just focused on the spiritual aspects, that people usually talk about with that story.
Right.
It's actually saying that it could be an actual physical lineage,
Yeah.
like a separate bloodline that descended from the serpent.
So, okay, let's back up for a second. If we're going all the way back to the beginning, Adam and Eve,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
What inconsistencies does this video point out?
Well, one of the first things that it mentions is the language around Cain's birth. Eve says, "I have acquired a man from the Lord," which seems a bit strange if you think about God's command to multiply and replenish the earth.
Wow, that is weird.
And then Cain is also left out of Adam's genealogies, even though he's supposed to be like the firstborn son.
Huh.
It's a little suspicious.
Oh, that is interesting.
It makes you wonder if there's something else going on there.
Yeah, it really does.
So the video actually proposes that the fruit might not be literal fruit, but actually a metaphor for like a reproductive act between Eve and the serpent.
Whoa.
So that would mean that Cain is actually a product of that union. And like the video says, like the embodiment of the seed of the serpent.
So it's not just the spiritual temptation, it's an actual physical one with like real world consequences.
Right, exactly.
So does the video give us any like evidence for this?
Yeah, so it points to the Targumim, which are ancient Aramaic translations of the Torah. And those texts actually state that Eve was impregnated by the angel Samiel, who is often associated with the serpent.
I've never even heard of the Targumim before. It sounds like they offer a whole different perspective on things.
Yeah, it's a different lens to view the story through.
Yeah.
And it's like a challenge for us to think about these alternative interpretations.
Right.
So then the video takes this idea of the seed of the serpent
Right.
and starts connecting it to other passages. Like when Jesus condemns the Pharisees, he calls them a generation of vipers.
Right. Oh, yeah, I remember that. But how does that fit in with this whole seed of the serpent thing?
Well, the video suggests that the Pharisees and other groups throughout history might be descendants of this lineage and that they still carry that corrupt nature.
Oh, so like it's this hidden bloodline that's been passed down, like influencing power dynamics for centuries.
Right. And the video says it's not just about blood. It's also about specific traits and skills, like Tubal Cain, who was known for being good with metal and weaponry.
Yeah. Oh,
This is all pre-flood stuff.
So this lineage isn't just like genetics, it's also about knowledge and abilities.
Right, exactly.
That could be used for good or for evil.
Yeah. And what happens next in this story?
Well, it goes to the story of Noah and the curse on his son Ham and his grandson Canaan.
I remember that story, but I never got why the curse was so harsh. Like, what's the video's take on that?
It tries to reframe it by saying that it all started with Ham and his mother, that the curse on Canaan came from an act of incest between them.
Oh, wow.
So Canaan inherited this corrupted lineage, linking back to the seed of the serpent.
Okay, that's a lot.
It is.
So the video is saying those biblical commands to get rid of the Canaanites were meant to like purge the world of this lineage.
Exactly.
Because it was a threat to humanity.
Yeah.
That's a pretty intense interpretation.
It is. It's definitely unsettling.
Yeah, it really makes you rethink those stories. So this lineage tied to Tubal Cain and the curse on Canaan, it doesn't just end there.
Oh, no, it doesn't end there at all. That's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay, it claims that this lineage keeps showing up throughout history, influencing powerful figures like Nimrod, the pharaohs.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that all these powerful figures could be part of this hidden bloodline?
That's the claim, yeah. And it doesn't stop there. The video even says that certain groups today might be continuing the agenda of the seed of the serpent.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It gets into some pretty controversial stuff.
Like what?
Allegations of like cannibalism,
Oh my God.
blood rituals among certain powerful groups.
Yeah.
And even the idea that Hollywood is being used to program the masses.
Well, okay, hold on a second. It's important to remember that these are just claims from this video. We need to think critically about this stuff. It's good to question everything and consider different viewpoints.
Right. Critical thinking is key.
Yeah.
Especially with information like this.
Absolutely. This is wild. Okay, so where do we go from here?
Well, from here, the video starts talking about how this lineage is trying to hold humanity back.
Hold us back. How?
It gets into this whole thing about epigenetics.
Epigenetics.
Yeah, like how our environment and our behaviors can actually, affect our genes.
So it's not just the genes themselves, but how they're expressed.
That's it.
Like what gets turned on or off.
Exactly. And the video is saying that this seed of the serpent has been manipulating things.
Manipulating what?
Our environment, our behaviors.
Okay.
Maybe even our beliefs.
Whoa, on.
It's all to keep us from reaching our full potential as humans.
So they're trying to hold us back.
That's the idea.
Why?
The video argues that our best qualities, like love, compassion, our spiritual connection, all that stuff is a threat to them. Their power and control.
So if we tap into our true potential, we're less susceptible to their manipulation.
Precisely.
I mean, it's a pretty wild idea.
It is.
But it kind of makes sense in a way.
And you know what the video even suggests?
What?
That certain technologies and practices could be part of this.
Like what?
Vaccinations, genetically modified foods.
Really?
It's all about suppressing our true nature.
I don't know about that one.
It's definitely a controversial claim.
For sure.
But whether or not those specific examples are true, the video's point is that this battle between the seed of the serpent and humanity, it's happening on multiple levels. It's not just about ideas or history. It's in our very DNA.
That's heavy.
It is.
It's like some kind of genetic arms race.
Right. They're trying to hold us back.
Yeah.
And we're trying to evolve.
So what's the end game here?
Well, according to the video, they're trying to usher in a transhumanist future.
Transhumanism.
Merging human biology with technology.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
It paints a pretty dystopian picture where they use technology to control us.
To hack our biology.
That's what they're saying.
Like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It does sound far out there.
But is it really that impossible?
A valid question.
I mean, look around. Technology is advancing so quickly.
It is.
AI, gene editing, even virtual reality is getting crazy realistic.
It's true.
It makes you...
The video's warning us not to embrace all these advancements blindly.
Yeah, we have to be careful.
We could end up giving up our freedom.
Becoming slaves to the machines.
Exactly. And the video says that's what the seed of the serpent wants.
Wow. So we've gone from the Bible to genetics to technology, and now we're talking about robots taking over.
It's been a wild ride.
Yeah, my head is spinning.
It's a lot to process.
It is, but we have to remember, this is just one interpretation. It's up to us to decide what we believe.
Absolutely. Critical thinking is key.
Yeah. And speaking of believing, there's one more thing from this video we haven't talked about.
Okay.
It's about the false Jews.
Oh, yeah, that's a controversial one.
The video mentions that passage in Revelation.
Oh.
About the synagogue of Satan.
It's a pretty intense phrase.
So how does this video interpret that?
Well, it suggests that there's a group out there pretending to be Jews, but they're actually part of the seed of the serpent.
Whoa, so they're like infiltrators.
That's the implication.
Working against the true purpose of Judaism.
That's what the video seems to be saying.
It even brings up the Cainites, that nomadic tribe that allied with the Israelites.
Yes, so the video suggests that over time, they were able to blend into Jewish society and influence things from within.
So basically there's this hidden group operating within Judaism that's actually working for the seed of the serpent.
Right. But it's important to note that the video doesn't offer much evidence for this. It's more about raising questions and encouraging people to think critically.
About power structures.
Exactly.
And who really controls things.
Right.
It's important to remember that this is a sensitive topic. We need to be respectful of different beliefs.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this video has gone from ancient history to modern day conspiracies. It's all connected according to this interpretation.
It is a pretty grand narrative.
So where does it go from here?
Well, from here, it gets even deeper into the spiritual implications of all this.
Okay.
It suggests that the people aligned with the seed of the serpent, they're not just misguided. They might be worshiping a different entity entirely.
Wait, what?
A different God?
You mean not even the same God?
That's what it's implying.
Wow.
It talks about a false Yahweh, a false God that's represented by figures like Molech, the Canaanite deity associated with child sacrifice.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's dark.
It is.
So it's not just about power and control. It's about a whole different spiritual allegiance.
Exactly.
Values.
The seed of the serpent is opposed to the God of the Abrahamic traditions.
Man, this deep dive has taken us to some pretty intense places.
It has.
From the Garden of Eden to hidden lineages to conspiracies and now a false god.
It's a lot to take in.
I'm feeling all kinds of things right now.
I understand.
Curious, skeptical, even a little bit empowered.
That's the thing about alternative perspectives. They could really challenge your thinking.
Yeah, it's like I'm seeing the world in a new way, questioning things I never thought about before.
That's the power of exploration.
It is.
But as always, it's important to use discernment.
To think critically and come to our own conclusions. This video has given us a lot to think about, but ultimately it's up to each of us to decide what we believe.
It's a personal journey.
So what's the last big claim this video makes?
It's about Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah, the entertainment industry.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, the video claims that Hollywood is being used by the seed of the serpent.
Wait, really?
To further their agenda.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. All right, so we're back and ready to finish this deep dive into the seed of the serpent.
Yeah, we've been through a lot, haven't we?
We have, from the Bible to like genetics and even robots. But before the break, we were talking about Hollywood. What does the video say about that?
Well, it basically says that Hollywood is more than just movies.
Okay.
It's like a tool that the seed of the serpent uses.
To do what?
To control us.
Yeah.
To push their agenda.
Okay, I've heard about Hollywood conspiracies before. But how does this video connect it to the seed of the serpent?
It says that the people in charge of Hollywood are part of this lineage. And they're using their power to normalize certain ideas.
Ideas that fit their agenda.
Right.
So they're trying to shape our culture through movies and music, our values, how we see the world.
Yeah, the video points to the violence and occultism in movies and those dystopian themes.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
It's like they're programming us.
But is every movie with violence part of this conspiracy?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's more about the bigger picture. The messages that keep getting repeated.
So we should be more aware of what we're watching.
Exactly. Be a discerning consumer.
Don't just absorb everything.
Like, question what you're seeing.
Think for yourself.
Yeah. It's about media literacy.
Recognizing that entertainment can be used to influence us.
For good or for bad.
So we've talked about history, genetics, technology, Hollywood.
It's a lot.
It seems like this seed of the serpent is everywhere. Is there any hope? Can we resist this?
Well, the video does offer some hope.
Okay.
It talks about spiritual awakening and the power of individual choice.
So it's not just about fighting some external force. It's about looking within our own evolution.
The battle is inside each of us.
Okay.
Develop your discernment. Seek truth.
Connect with our own power.
Right. We're not just victims here.
We have the power to choose.
To resist. To align with good.
Even if these dark forces are real, we can choose light, choose love, choose to evolve.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
And we're not alone in this.
Right. There are others seeking truth, striving for a better world.
This deep dive has been intense. I'm feeling a mix of things.
It's understandable.
Curiosity, skepticism, but also a sense of empowerment.
It's all about challenging our assumptions.
Expanding our awareness, making conscious choices. As always, we encourage you to think for yourselves. Do your own research, come to your own conclusions.
It's a personal journey.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the seed of the serpent. We hope it sparked your curiosity and inspired you to keep exploring.
Keep questioning, keep learning, keep diving deeper.
And we'll be here to guide you along the way.